Hi students, good morning to all. How are you? I hope all are fine. Today we are going to discuss our remaining part of our chapter Water. So, in our last video, we discussed the availability of water and also different forms of water, etc. Today we are going to discuss some other informations about water. Are you ready? Groundwater is an important source of water. We know that if we dig a hole in the ground near a water body, what would we find? We may find that the soil is moist, right? The moisture in the soil indicates the presence of water underground. If we dig deeper and deeper, we would reach a level where all the spaces between particles of soil and gaps between rocks are filled with water. Okay, the upper limit of this layer is called what? Yes, the water table. Then when we dig a ground near a water body, we can find that the soil is moist, right? The moisture in the soil indicates what? Yes, the presence of water underground. If we dig deeper and deeper, what happened? We would reach a level where all the spaces between particles of soil and gaps between rocks are filled with water. The upper limit of this layer is called what? Yes, water table. The water table varies from place to place, and it may even change at a given place. The water table may be at a depth of less than a meter or maybe several meters below the ground. The water found below the water table is called what? Yes, groundwater. What is the source of this groundwater? Do you know? The rainwater and water from other sources such as rivers and ponds seeps through the soil and fills the empty spaces and cracks deep below the ground. Yes, what do you mean by seep? Seeping? Yes, what does this mean, seep? Seeping means? Yes. Seeping means the process of seeping of water into the ground is called what? Infiltration. Okay, infiltration, the process of seeping of water. Okay, into the ground is called what? Infiltration. At places, the groundwater is stored between layers of hard rock below the water table. This is known as what? An aquifer. Okay, at places, the groundwater is stored between layers of hard rock below the water table. This is known as an aquifer. Water in the aquifers can be usually pumped out with the help of tube wells or hand pumps. Okay, you are very familiar with tube wells. Okay, have you ever been to a site where construction work is going on? From where do the workers get water for construction? Yes, maybe you have seen boring being done at such sites to raise the water table. Inquire from the people working there how deep they have to dig. Okay, now we can move to this picture. Groundwater and water table. Yes, you can see water table, aquifer, groundwater, etc. Okay. Depletion of water. Yes, depletion of water table. What do you mean by depletion? Destruction. Water drawn from under the ground gets replenished by seepage of rainwater. The water table does not get affected as long as we draw as much water as it replenished by natural process. However, water table may go down if the water is not sufficiently replenished. This may happen due to many reasons. Now we are going to discuss what are the reasons for depletion of water table. Okay. First one, increasing population. Increasing population creates demand for construction of houses, shops, offices, roads and pavements. This decreases the open areas like parks and playgrounds. This in turn decreases the seepage of rainwater into the ground. What could be the consequence? Yes, recall that the pucca floor does not allow water to seep it in easily, right? While in a grass lawn, water seeps through in no time. Moreover, a huge amount of water is required for construction work. Often, groundwater is used for this purpose. So, on the one hand, we are consuming more groundwater, and on the other hand, we are allowing lesser water to seep into the ground. This results in depletion of water table. In fact, the water table in some parts of many cities has gone down to alarmingly low levels. Second one, increasing industries. Water is used by all the industries, right? Almost everything that we use needs water somewhere in its production process. Okay, the number of industries is increasing constantly. Water used by most of the industries is drawn from the ground, right? So, due to this increasing industries, groundwater will be decreases. This results in the depletion of water table. Third one, agricultural activities. A majority of farmers in India depend upon rains for irrigating their crops, right? Yes, irrigation systems such as canals are there only in a few places. Even the systems may suffer from lack of water due to erratic rainfall. Therefore, farmers have to use groundwater for irrigation. So, this population pressure on agriculture forces increasing use of groundwater day by day. This results in depletion of water table. Okay, the distribution of water over the globe is quite uneven due to the number of factors. Some places have good amount of rain and are water rich. On the other hand, there are deserts which have scanty rainfall, right? India is a vast country and the rainfall is not the same everywhere. Some regions have excessive rains while some others have very little rainfall. Excessive rains cause floods, whereas the absence of rain results what? Yes, droughts. Therefore, some regions in our country may have flood while others may suffer from droughts at the same time. Okay, water management. You have already read in class 6 that in many places a regular supply of water is provided by a well-planned pipe system. Okay, when the civic authorities supply water through pipes, not all of it may reach the destination. You might have seen water supply pipes leaking and a lot of water gushing out of the pipes. It is the responsibility of the civic authorities to prevent such wastage of precious water. Okay, mismanagement of wastage may take place in the level of individuals also. All of us knowingly or unknowingly waste water while brushing teeth, shaving, bathing, washing and during many other activities. Leaking taps is another source of huge water waste. We waste water as though we do not need water the next time. So, we have seen that most of the water that we get as rainfall just flows away. This is a waste of precious natural resource. The rainwater can be used to recharge the groundwater. This is referred to as water harvesting or rainwater harvesting, about which you have learned in class 6. We have at many places in India an age-old practice of water storage and water recharge like the Bavri was the traditional way of collecting water. With time, the boundaries fell into disuse and garbage started piling in these reservoirs. However, because of the acute water shortage, people in these areas have had to rethink. The boundaries are being revived. Today, the situation is that in spite of scanty rains, these places are managing their water needs well. A farmer using water in the field can also use water economically. Maybe you have heard of drip irrigation. What is drip irrigation? It is a technique of watering plants by making use of narrow tubings which deliver water directly as the base of the plant. So there are two methods for water harvesting. Boundaries, it is an old method, traditional way of collecting water, and drip irrigation. Drip irrigation, it is the latest technique of watering plants by making use of narrow tubings which deliver water directly at the base of the plant. Okay, students. Then, have you ever shown concern if you saw a tap leaking in your house, school or any other places? Leaking taps waste a lot of water. You must make efforts to stop this leakage. There are a number of ways you can adopt to minimize the wastage of water. Okay, what are the water wise habits? Okay, you can turn off taps while brushing or bathing, etc. And also mop the floor instead of washing. You can take such good habits in order to control water wastage. Now we are moving to our last session, exercise, mark true or false. First one, the fresh water stored in the ground is much more than that present in the rivers and lakes of the world. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. This water, fresh water stored in the ground as ground water. Second one, water shortage is a problem faced only by people living in rural areas. It is false. Third one, water from rivers is the only source for irrigation in the fields. It is also false. Fourth one, rain is the ultimate source of water. Yes, it is true. Second question, explain how groundwater is recharged. The groundwater gets recharged through the process of what? Infiltration. Infiltration means seeping of water from rivers and lakes into the empty spaces and cracks deep below the ground. So this process is known as what? Infiltration. Third one, there are 10 tube wells in a lane of 50 houses. What could be the long-term impact on the water table? Yes, the effect on the water table depends on the replenishment of underground water. Only 5 families will share a tube well. The water used for daily domestic purposes will not affect the water table. But if there is shortage of rains, the water used by the family will not replenish and water table will fall down. Fourth question, you have been asked to maintain a garden. How will you minimize the use of water? To minimize the wastage of water, we will use the drip irrigation which throws the water at the base of plants. It is the new method. Okay, we will check the leakage in the water pipes and arrange small pits for rainwater harvesting. The collected rainwater will be used later. Fifth question, explain the factors responsible for the depletion of water table. This is discussed in our class. Third, 3 factors: increased population, increasing industries and agricultural activities. Okay, next question, fill the blanks with the appropriate answers. People obtain groundwater through dash and dash. Yes, wells and hand pumps. 3 forms of water are solid, liquid and gas. The water bearing layer of the earth is what? Yes, dash, aquifer. The process of water seepage into the ground is called infiltration. Seventh question. Which one of the following is not responsible for water shortage? Rapid growth of industries, increase in population, heavy rainfall, mismanagement of water resources. Yes, which one causes heavy rainfall? Eighth one. Choose the correct option. The total water in the lakes and rivers of the world remains constant. Under the ground remains constant. In the seas and oceans of the world remains constant. Of the world remains constant. Yes, of the world remains constant. Ninth question. Make a sketch showing groundwater and water table. Label it. So you should draw this picture in your notebook.
Thank you, students.